yeah, we'll keep this going. I wonder if you could finish and talk a little bit about the charity you work with, you do with Formula 2. I know it's for disabled children. I know your brother also has a disability, so this is something really important to you. Obviously, with all the things you're doing, Carl, how do you think of charity work? Why is that important to you?
Well, you really did your research. Very cool. Yeah. So, like you said, I have a little brother who is 16 years old now. He was born with Down syndrome, which is a mental disability. So his mental ability is severely, low. That's not the only thing, though. He was also born with a very severe heart disease called tetral pallor, which is yeah, it's a he had a surgery when he was like I think 7 days old, and then another surgery just a couple of months later. He was also affected by two sets of different leukemia, cancer, in his life, very severe. He was actually very close to dying actually at one point because of this very severe cancer. And on top of that, if that was not enough, he also was born with a lymphangioma on his leg, which is a massive, um, I don't know how to explain this in English, but like a big cyst of lymph material. I don't know. English is not the best
No,
language
I
for me to
understand.
explain this, but
Wow.
but to be just very short here, he has been going through an insane amount of things. Even if you spread this out on like 100 people, it's still an anomaly how much he has been through. So his 16 years of living has been, hospitals in and out, in and out. My parents have been severely affected. The whole family has been severely affected because practically he lived in hospitals for the first like 8 years of his life. So let's just say I know on a first-hand basis the struggles that the children go through, but also the whole family, because it's not only about the child, it's about the whole family, because the whole family is affected very severely. Um, we were lucky enough to be born in, or he was born in Sweden. So the medical bills, of course, were paid by the government, uh, which is maybe one of the only good things sometimes about governments, I guess. But imagine these children that are born in countries where there's no one around them, no governments, no charitable people, no one that sees them, someone completely, in a neighborhood somewhere. These children, they die. They have no one. Sometimes they die. They get left by the parents because the parents have no ability to help these children. And I get so sad when I think about it because I know how much we love my brother. Of course, he's the thing I love the most in his life. And just seeing him go through these things and going back and looking at these pictures of him in hospitals with all these different, it's very, very sad. So long story short, what I want to really do with my money, because of course I made more money now that I know what to do with it. So I feel like this is the perfect time to use the money for good. So I know how to help children. I know how to help the parents. So there are certain charities that I am involved with. And this year with my Formula 2 car, I'm taking this to the next level. I'm making a big sponsorship, a multi-million-dollar crypto sponsorship with Campos Racing. So I'm sponsoring the full Formula 2 car. Maybe we can put an image here, but basically I put my logo on there. I put my face on it actually, but more importantly, I put a QR code where people can donate Bitcoin, and all of these Bitcoin, every single little Satoshi will go to charity for children with disabilities, proven by the blockchain, of course. I will only give the Bitcoin to charities that accept Bitcoin, and if they don't accept Bitcoin, I will help them accept Bitcoin. And I want to make sure that we prove that every single little Satoshi goes to charity. All the admin costs, I take it, I pay for that. And every single race weekend, I will put $30,000 of Bitcoin onto the QR code. And if my Formula 2 driver wins, Ralph, every win, I put $100,000 worth of Bitcoin to charity. And when I start giving this money out to these charities, which will be in the next 2-3 months, I will definitely make some videos and show people how these children and families appreciate this, and how and I want to share their stories. More importantly, I want to shine a light on these children, because I think people just don't know about these things. Just like people don't know about the monetary system, so they don't care about it. People don't know about these children, so they don't understand the struggles out there. Down syndrome is one thing, but there are other things out there. For example, there's a disease called EB. It's a disease where children are born with a skin disease where the skin is so fragile that simply touching it, it breaks and falls off and bleeds. It's like having severe wounds over your whole body, even internally. These children are in constant agony. This is way worse than many other diseases I've ever seen before. I've watched videos about this. I've donated directly to some of these children on like Instagram, and I've followed these children, and it's an absolute nightmare. And many of these children, they don't even survive past 10 years old because the bodies can't handle the stress. If you Google it, you will, if you have a strong stomach, because it looks really, really horrific, what these children are going through. There is no cure. So I donated $100,000 to EB research, or to Bitcoin, actually, more accurately, when Bitcoin was at 50K, because they accept Bitcoin. So shout out to EB for research. If you want to donate to them, go to EB research and donate Bitcoin. But yeah, so I want to find a cure for that. So I'm helping them. Those are some examples of what I'm doing with the charities.